Welcome to Training with Meatball. And we do not rehearse these. We're not trying to impress anybody. But the TikTok guys are limited to 10 minutes. So let's get into it. Um, Somebody put some violent stuff on Twitter today, and we'll go over that in a minute. But if you're looking for banger setups, I know that's what you come here for, but I'll give it to you because I know people only watch the videos for 30 seconds. Go back and watch the last video I made. Nobody watched. I guess because I released it during the afternoon, is what somebody told me. The market was still open when I shot the last video. And so you could see the candlesticks moving while I was talking to you. But this is a spy, and we've been telling people she was on the edge of a cliff, and the next zone down was 505. And she finally got there, and it took 2 days. And there were all these retracements where it went green and then it dumped. And I even tried buying the puts for tomorrow, and they just weren't paying. So I stuck to my plan, and I'm proud of that. I did very tiny bets, tiny, tiny, tiny bets. And then I got out and I was playing the CLSK in the hood, and I told everybody over the weekend, and I told everybody yesterday, and I told everybody today. You can see an entry on the hood over here. I took several today. I don't mind telling you. And we bought the fucking dip. Yes, we did. And we loaded that bitch. And I'm sitting on it. She looks strong. Okay. And let's talk about what happened with the Apple today. And we had this reversal here. And I used the Ripster's Cloud. Shout out to Ripster. And there are some people I still support on Twitter, and he is one of them. But I had posted on the Twitter. Somebody might have hacked my Twitter. I don't know who would do such a thing like this, but I told them I don't care if you like me or follow me. And that's true. I'm just an old man who used to be a stockbroker, and I share my knowledge for free because I got sick and tired of the scammers, and they're selling their discords and they're not even in there. It's just a bunch of scanners, or they are in there and they're trading too much and loading up at the open, and they have six guys calling out trades, and it's just a meat grinder, guys. There are some good people. You can see who I follow, and I only follow a handful. Some of them do have good systems or paid discords or whatever. Not all of them are bad, but I got tired of the scammers. And I got a little pissed off today because you can see how the Apple rejects off my trend lines, okay? And when it was at the tip top, there was people posting on Twitter, people with 300,000 followers and paid discords, experts, and they're telling you Apple's running, and it's already ran and it's already turning red, and they're showing you the green candle without the red. How many people bought into that and got hurt? And so I got pissed, and I told them on Twitter, avoid the scam. And I'm tired of watching people hype a stock that already ran. Okay, it's rejecting at the next zone of the trend line. You should be selling into that. And a lot of them, I just call them news reporters because they're experts at posting shit after it happens. That's not helping anybody. And there was some either more violent stuff posted on here. I don't know, maybe somebody hacked my account, huh? But kudos to whoever posted the news, because Elon and Musk and somebody else posted that Apple had some news they're getting out of the electric car business. And there were some other people that I follow. They posted like 25 minutes later. It's too late. But yeah, people want you to clap like a baby seal when they put a chart up of something that already ran. And here's somebody from our Discord that caught it, and they did really good on it. And you can see that. And it's a free Discord. And I took the link down off my profile because I'm not selling the Discord, and I'm not trying to grow it either. I just wanted a handful of guys to trade with, and I have that now. And so let's talk about what we said in our Discord, how we spotted it. And you can go back and scroll through there, but the video's got to be less than 10 minutes, guys. So let's take a look at how we spotted it. Okay. So zoom out is always the answer. Always zoom out. Okay. And there's the pattern on Apple, and you can see this trend line. And we've been playing her off this trend line and taking puts when she reaches a trend line and rejects. Okay. And so she's dumping, and she's down here this morning, and she's been dumping, and the spy's been dumping. We looked at the spy already. And then all of a sudden, while we trade the 5 minute, somebody had posted, several people had posted, there was a floor at about 180 on on the Apple. There was a big buyer at 180, and it just keeps stopping. And I said, okay. So we're watching for it to lose 180, and it catches these nice candles with, let's get rid of the volume so you can see these wicks. And so there's a nice wick on that candle, but we've seen this before where it goes up and then it rejects, okay, and it goes red again. But this time it went over the clouds and it went over the 20-day moving average. And I put in the Discord and told everybody it's trying to reverse here. And we actually called out a reversal on the SPY right there, for SPY calls during the reversal. But Apple was spiking hard. and it was spiking hard, and I said, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I looked and I saw the news about them getting out of the electric car business, and so we called that out, and some of our guys hit it pretty good. But we're watching so many things, guys. We're watching the bonds, we're watching the economic calendar, and don't forget there's a lot of data tomorrow, okay? And a lot of it's early, okay? And then you got Fed speak at 10 and 11 and 1 and 12 and 3. And so, be careful tomorrow, man. The trend could change more than once, right? But how we spot these things is by reading candlesticks and looking at the volume and by drawing lines and charts. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to draw your own zones and your own lines on charts. And in this case, I have a big green line. And that big green line was previous resistance or support. And it had broken that. And that level's about 183. And then it lost it. And then it tried it again and lost it. Well, it came back over it. Okay. So I marked it as a green line and it tested it and retested it right here January, and again on 16 January. It's testing that zone, that green line at 183. Okay, and then it lost it again right here, and then it tested it again. This is a 1 hour chart, and it lost it again. Okay, so when it spiked today and it got up to that line, it's also on the downward trend line, which we had spotted as the pattern that we're using for entries. It's rejecting both of my trend lines, guys. And so I told everybody in the Discord, it's rejecting the trend line. The guys in the Discord, we trade our own trades. They don't have to listen to me, and they pick their own stocks and they decide when to buy and sell. We just trade ideas, okay, and charts. But I told everybody it's rejecting my trend line. And at the same time, people were posting on Twitter about how Apple was going to the moon, and they're posting. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to dox anybody, but how many you got 300,000 sheep following some guy who posts a bunch of charts, like 100 charts every day, hoping that one of them runs. And then they always post the stuff after it ran, and you're not helping anybody. And they want everyone to clap like a baby seal. You're showing me something that already happened. Well, he's showing you that, and at the time frame, we already had 15 minutes later, and actually it was like down in here somewhere where it had already rejected, and he didn't show you that. What he showed you was this, all green. Apple's running, but when he posted it, it was down here, and that's why somebody put all that stuff on my Twitter page about how it needs to stop, and they're full of shit. They're selling you a product, guys. Okay, you can do this for yourself. Draw lines and zones on charts, and let's look at mine. Okay, we just started at the top on the 15-minute, and I like to draw on the 15-minute. Okay, we can get rid of the clouds. You don't need clouds for this. Okay, and we draw as many points that we can connect as possible on the 15-minute to plot entries. It also tells us, it helps us decide when to sell, not just when to enter. And in this case, it was telling us to sell because it had a wild spike, and then you can see this wick where it rejects off the top trend line, exactly at that trend line, right? And it never made it past this trend line, which has been the downward trend or the upper limits of the downward trend. Okay. And so you can just go ahead and add that to the pattern as another entry point for puts, and that worked out just fine because she's backing off. So draw lines and zones on charts, guys, and you can do this, okay? You can. And don't listen to people that tell you that you can't, and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars like I did for all the paid discords with the guy with the Lamborghini and the tattoos just to find out that his best trader blows up your account every day. I traded with these guys, and I took only the trades that they said to take, and they don't ever talk about their losers. All they do is get you in there, and then somebody else is in there next month paying. And if you're making 10 grand or 20 grand a day trading, I don't know why you would hold my hand for 50 bucks a month, you know? And so some of the groups are worth paying for, okay, but some are not. And that's why I decided to learn to do this for myself. And I share the knowledge for free so that you can avoid the scammers. God bless you. Go get their lunch money, and go back and watch the last video I did. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay. Good luck. Yeah, we shared a whole screen. We don't give a shit.